And resuming debate, reprise de débat, the honourable member for Sackville, Preston, Chesapeake.
Good afternoon, Madam Speaker. It gives me great pleasure to stand in the House today and speak on C-15 Budget Amendment Act. And I would like to say that I'm extremely happy because this budget will deliver for the people, the constituents of my riding, as well as all of Nova Scotia and Canada, a budget that will come and help all Canadians in various capacity, if you want. I'd like to begin by speaking a little about an area in my riding, Eastern Passage, an area which is on the north side of the Halifax Harbour, a very vibrant community which is home to many local entrepreneurs, a small craft harbour, great restaurants, I must say, and a healthy dose of East Coast hospitality. This region, Madam Speaker, is a community that is very proud of their neighbourhood and their people. And it is evident as we see many tourists from Nova Scotia, from Canada and outside of Canada come and visit this great small area, but very vibrant. However, I must say that the fisheries and tourist industry in this riding and in this village would be much improved if we upgraded if the upgrading would include the extension of the wharf and dredging of the harbour in Eastern Passage. This would not only help the fishermen in their livelihood of entering the harbour, but it would also stimulate the economy for the tourist industry. These two projects would create much needed prosperity, and we could have, as some of you may not know, we have about 250,000 visitors on cruise ships that stop in Halifax Harbour in the summer, spring and fall, and these people could access Eastern Passage in 15-20 minutes either by ferry or boat, and that would allow them to enjoy the hospitality of this small village area and also other parts of my riding. I'd love to be able to stand here today and make those official announcements, but I'm unable to do that. But what I am able to say, and I'm very proud to be able to say, is that this budget has created categories and opportunities for very many communities across Canada to access funding for many infrastructure projects. And it is our responsibility to work hard and closely with various organizations and communities to help them make application and hopefully receive funding for these very important projects. It's obvious that the last 10 years have been very difficult years for many communities across Canada. As you know, there's very little cooperation and very little investment in many communities in the last 10 years with the last government. But this budget is evident that we have listened and listened well to Canadians across Canada throughout our campaign and since then. But I have to say that this budget doesn't only address infrastructure. This budget addresses many other areas that we need to talk about, which is extremely important. It also ensures that we are respecting our obligation to support our veterans who have served so proudly for Canadians, to ensure that we maintain peace and they fought for their freedom not only but across the world. And that's extremely important to talk about the involvement and the support of veterans. For example, retired Captain Medrick Cusino, a resident of my riding in Nova Scotia, Madam Speaker, whom I received a copy of his book a few weeks ago entitled Further Than Yesterday, are all too familiar with the risk of defending our country abroad. Medrick was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder several years ago and suffered from this depression. Luckily, he had access to a service dog named Ty, who was constantly by his side. Today, Medrick is in a much better place, and this is reflected in his inspiring book. Budget 216 invests in veterans like Captain Casino by reopening the 9 veteran offices that were closed by the past government, also returning, helping those who return from war or service for Canadians and return to Canada and have various issues. Then we need to make sure that they have these services, and by reopening these offices, that will give much help. The budget also proposed to reduce the client to case manager ratio from 25 to 1. That means that the veterans across Canada will receive quality, efficient, and personalized service. These and many other measures, including the increase in earning loss benefit, the increase in disability award, and the expanding access of higher grade of the permanent impairment allowance amount to one of the most significant investments in our veterans in a generation. Just as our veterans have defended our future, the youth will build it. This is why Budget 216 also makes innovative investment in young Canadians. Also serving as Minister of Youth, our Prime Minister has shown strong leadership in having a government that will include the point of views of young Canadians from across the country. That is why I am so excited about the proposed Prime Minister's Young Council announced in this budget. This Youth Advisory Council will consist of young Canadians from all walks of life and will advise the Prime Minister in a non-partisan way on issues and challenges that the youth face in their day-to-day lives and how we can maybe help address those issues. I know that there are many worthy candidates in my riding, in various villages in my riding, that could contribute to this advisory committee, and therefore I will encourage them to put their name forward. Maintenant, Madame la Présidente, je voudrais aussi souligner l'engagement de notre gouvernement face aux langues officielles de notre pays. En tant qu'un fier Acadien, je connais très bien l'importance d'assurer que les francophones à travers le pays aient accès aux services qu'ils ont besoin dans leur communauté et qu'ils puissent le faire de la langue de leur choix. En Nouvelle-Écosse, Madame la Présidente, nous nous sommes battus pendant bien longtemps pour avoir le droit à une éducation de qualité en français. Grâce au travail acharné de militants et de porte-parole acadiens francophones, cela a été réalisé. Malheureusement, les 10 dernières années, ils ont vu des coupures inexcusables dans les services à la minorité francophone et acadienne. Plus de 400 postes sont disparus dans le bureau de traduction. Le programme de contestation judiciaire a été annulé et la Commission des langues officielles a vu le budget rester plus ou moins le même depuis bien longtemps et les recommandations du commissaire ignorées. De plus, je dois souligner le fait qu'il n'y a pas eu d'augmentation financière à la feuille de route pour les 8 dernières années. Cela a causé énormément de défis à nos associations et nos organismes dans les communautés rurales et dans les petites communautés à travers le Canada. Notre gouvernement va tourner la page sur cela. Madame la Présidente, suite à une motion du comité par mon collègue d'Ottawa-Vanier, nous élaborons maintenant des recommandations pour améliorer et soutenir le bureau de traduction. Nous avons déjà redémarré le programme de contestation et on va revoir les recommandations du commissaire. Cela étant dit, nous n'arrêterons pas simplement là. Nous savons que l'immigration francophone sera un élément clé pour assurer la vitalité et la pérennité de nos communautés. Il faut aussi dire qu'il va falloir regarder, on va commencer les consultations avec nos communautés face à la feuille de route afin de pouvoir amener les changements nécessaires à cela. In concluding, Madam Speaker, I would like to repeat something I've said often in this House, that I'm very proud to be part of this government, a government that is delivering for Canadians. Thank you.
Questions et commentaires, questions and comments. The honourable member for Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the member for his speech. He talked a little bit about young people. I count in that category by some definitions, and I've got 2 young children myself. And I want to ask the member how he sees the issue of deficits from the perspective of young Canadians. This is present consumption on a variety of programs, some of which very worthwhile, but present consumption that has to be paid for by future generations. It means that 20, 30 years from now, when my children are working and paying taxes, those taxes will have to go to pay for things that they didn't enjoy, but somebody else enjoyed. How is that fair to the next generation?
L'honorable député de Sackville, Preston, Chesapeake.
Madam Speaker, I'd like to thank my colleague across the floor for his question and to tell him that this budget is not a budget. I would say that this budget is really an investment for Canadians. And this is an opportunity to invest when the interest rate is low and we are able to create job prosperity, which will, in turn, allow us in the very short term to pay off our debt and come back to a balanced budget. You know, you have to invest. And I would ask members across the floor if any of them borrowed money to build a house. Did they borrow money to have a car? Did they borrow money? Yes, they borrowed money because you need to have certain things in place so that you can do what is required. So this is an investment for the future because many of these infrastructure projects need to be done. This is the time to do it, and we'll benefit in the very near future for this investment. Thank you.
Questions and comments. L'honorable député de Drummond.
Merci, Madame la Présidente, et je remercie mon honorable collègue pour son discours. Et puis, j'apprécie travailler avec lui, d'ailleurs, au Comité des langues officielles. Il a d'ailleurs fait mention de ce qu'il a fait, de ce que son gouvernement a fait en ce qui concerne les langues officielles. Mais il a oublié de mentionner, par contre, que présentement, le commissaire aux langues officielles n'a même pas assez d'argent pour remplir sa mission. Et ce gouvernement-là, libéral, n'a pas investi dans le budget du commissaire. Non plus, sur la feuille de route des 2 prochaines années, c'est le même budget gelé, malgré les demandes du FCFA, entre autres, et du QCGN. Alors, moi, ce que je voudrais savoir, si vraiment le gouvernement libéral croit aux langues officielles et qu'ils veulent vraiment travailler là-dessus, pourquoi est-ce qu'ils ne mentionnent pas qu'ils vont appuyer mon projet de loi C-203 qui demande à ce que tous les juges qui seront nommés à la Cour suprême comprennent les 2 langues officielles pour que les gens qui parlent français et anglais soient à égalité devant la loi.
L'honorable député de Sackville, Preston, Chesapeake.
Merci, Madame la Présidente, et merci, mon collègue, pour cette question. On a eu à plusieurs reprises des occasions de parler des langues officielles et puis de ce qu'on aimerait voir de futur. Il n'y a pas de doute que vous étiez à la rencontre du comité il n'y a pas longtemps, où le commissaire lui-même a indiqué qu'il n'avait pas demandé pour des fonds supplémentaires à ce temps-ci, car ils étaient en train de terminer les dossiers et que de prochain budget, ils demanderaient pour des argents. Donc, on ne peut pas donner s'il n'y a pas de demande. Et puis, pour ce moment ici, c'était sous-entendu qu'il n'y aurait pas de demande. Ce que notre gouvernement est en train de débuter sous peu, c'est la consultation avec les organismes à travers du Canada en situation minoritaire. Et puis, cette consultation-là va permettre au gouvernement de regarder sur un plan de 5 ans à répondre à cela. Et les juges de la Cour suprême, cela va se faire, j'imagine, bientôt. Merci.
Questions and comments. Questions et commentaires. We have time for a brief question from the member for Shepherd.
Merci, Madame la Présidente. C'est bien ça. Merci. Je voudrais d'abord féliciter mon collègue pour son discours passionné et son travail acharné pour sa collectivité. Évidemment, ce budget-là qui a été présenté par notre gouvernement apporte un vent de fraîcheur certain pour la grande majorité des Canadiens et bien sûr pour les citoyens de la Nouvelle-Écosse. Il y a un enthousiasme partout au pays pour les investissements dont nous avons fait pour la jeunesse, les personnes âgées, les jeunes et j'en passe. Est-ce que l'honorable député pourrait nous donner 1 ou 2 exemples concrets de ce que ça va faire pour sa circonscription?
L'honorable député de Sackville-Preston-Chesapeake, 20 secondes, s'il vous plaît.
Merci beaucoup et merci, mon collègue. Il n'y a pas de doute que l'investissement pour les jeunes, le Child Care Benefit Plan, va être énormément bien reçu. Et au mois de juillet, ça va être très évident. Et déjà, les gens en parlent. L'investissement en éducation est déjà très important. Donc, il y a tellement d'investissements. Ma collègue ne va pas me donner le temps de terminer, mais je vous remercie.